For generations, veterans have answered the call, some paying the ultimate sacrifice to maintain what many of us take for granted. This is Legacy Generations, and these are their stories.
Over the years that you've served, who would you say is the biggest impact in your military career from basic training through today and your success?
My dad. My dad. It was always my dad. I've always looked up to him so damn much from being a child to even today. The man is a workaholic, and that just comes from what he grew up with. I mean, you gotta understand, he grew up in communist times, which he despised. He couldn't stand living in it. He saw what it did to the people around him, the country he loved, and it affected him to this day. The man is retired now. He retired about 2-3 years ago, but he refuses to go fishing. He's like, nope, I'm getting another job. He's always worked 2 or 3 jobs, always. Serving in the military, all the stories he told me, he loved the military, absolutely loved it. The one thing he hated was communist Russia, because they dictated everything that they did and how they did it and what they did. He wanted no part of it. He would have stayed in the military. He told me that this, even today, he's like, I would have stayed in the military like you if it wasn't for Russia. So it just kind of gives you an effect. And every time I tell him I'm thinking about doing this, I'm thinking about doing that, just guiding my military career, he's always been my main supporting backbone of my decisions. So as far as serving side by side, everybody I served with, I mean, they've affected me in some way, shape, or form, in good ways and in bad. But as far as my military career, if I had to drum it down to who has been my biggest influence, my biggest factor for anything I do, the only person that pops in my mind is my dad.
So, as a dad, what is some advice, or what about patriotism, about your service to country, to community, would you leave, or would you like to leave for your children or your grandchildren, for that matter?
One of the biggest factors for me that I don't want to die with me is the culture I have coming here with my parents from Poland. I don't want that to die with me and stop with me. I want my kids to understand and embrace the same fighting spirit and same pride that the Polish world has to this day. So, and make sure that whatever they do in life, that they give 110% no matter what it is, and be happy doing it. So I want to make sure I can leave that with my kids. So when they grow up, they could go back and look at everything I taught them, everything I showed them, and so they could have a better understanding where they come from, not just what they read about in books or hear about in the media.
As veterans, we've had impacts and have been around global changes, global events that have literally changed the world. Mm-hmm. And as we move forward, what does that look like for your kids and you moving into your grandkids, to service to community, that can-do attitude that you have? You know, how do you think about instilling that into them?
Everybody has different different of opinion on how do you do that with your child or with anything. I mean, everybody gets affected differently, learns in a different way. You know, some people are visual learners, some people learn by reading. I mean, it's to me, it's just being passionate about what you're doing, showing that you care, and hope that you make a positive change in whatever you do. Whether as a father teaching culture to your children, I've been coaching hockey, so that is something I never thought I would do. I love hockey, I love football, but it was just something I picked up and something that I absolutely fell in love with over the last couple of years, and I've been asked to coach an 8U team and absolutely love it. But I take some of the things I learn, just kind of driving, just kind of let them learn, but also just kind of tone it down a little bit and show that, like, hey, I have that no quit attitude, and because those kids see that hey, he's all about it, he's not going to quit. Hopefully that they'll click and be like, you know what, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to do that too, because I guarantee you a lot of those kids, a lot of the parents, they've seen me in uniform. I've come in uniform to coach dozens of times. And there's already a couple of them that come up, it's like, sir, yes, sir. And then they're all about it. They're all about it. So they could at least understand where that's coming from.
Is there a certain song that just instantly brings you back to your, got that dirt and that dust in your eyes and dirt in your mouth that brings you right back into country, running missions again?
Well, not necessarily running missions, but okay, so again, going back with the Karigis, I mean, hell, when we were drawing down our mission, everybody's eager to get home. We've been there over a year at that point, traveling from Korea. Let me think here, from Korea to Thailand to Kuwait, train up in Kuwait, which was ungodly hot and miserable. And then going to Iraq. Towards the end, we finally got back. We were on a plane, and you had AC. We're all in uniform. You had these stewardess trying to show us how to store our M4s wherever on the plane, and they had songs playing, just as before we take off. And the song, they had two songs that just, every time I hear it, I just think about it, because I love to karaoke, as you know already. And I was just on cloud nine that day, just me and the guys, and there was nothing that could dampen my spirits, just thinking about and talking about and just bullshitting with the guys about everything we've been going through. And of course, the song Valerie by Steve Winwood was playing, and I was fucking singing it. If you were just like looking at me like, Sworo, you're a fucking nut job. I was singing that song, and then the next song was Tell Me Lies, Sweet Little Lies by, who sings that? The band escapes me. It was those two songs that, for whatever reason, every time I hear it, it just brings me back to that plane and talking about all the stories of all the bullshit we've been going through while in Iraq. So that's kind of those two songs.
Those are definitely two songs that I would not have picked as memory jerkers for our military careers. All right, let's move into more. We're going to move into some deeper things.
Sure.
Worst day in uniform. David, you know that I love you and that we're friends. This is the healing moment that I want to start moving towards, because, like I said, New Year's Eve, we sat and talked and we were sharing stories, and you just sat quietly and you weren't able to get involved in those conversations because there was some emotions and some experiences that you went through that you weren't ready to share with. And so for me, I want to be there for you, and I want to help you, and I want you to be able to lay it on the table, and let's unpack that, so that way we can get through. So
that night in particular. Okay, so we're at your house. People there. I mean, you got medics. Medics, God love them. I mean, they see shit, they go through it, and they approach things differently because people's lives are at stake. Hearing them talk about certain things, saving certain people's lives, working on certain people, for whatever reason, the first thing that night that came flooding to my mind was my deployment, my third deployment, this last deployment where I was with the best team, serving with the Poles, and there was this area that was considered black. The only people that went in there were the SEALs that served on our post and GROM, Polish Special Operations Unit, was the only people that went in that area. The SEALs went in and then came back with children that got caught in the line of fire. So what happened was a team got ambushed. These fucking idiots just said, fuck the local population, shot an RPG, missed them, and hit a group of children. Now, I, at that time, was a new father. And well, going back to what we were talking about, like I said, we're at the party and medics just talking about medical stuff. It's just ignited the time where I was in Afghanistan and the SEALs got ambushed, and these insurgents shot an RPG, missed them, and hit a group of children. So these guys, the SEALs, fought them off, brought these kids back to our post to save their lives. Now, me as a new father, Olivia was just born at that time. She was just a baby. Now, hearing those screams of those children, is just something that I'll never get out of my head. And I've seen a lot as far as enemy kills. I've seen buddies get hurt. I've seen a lot of shit. That was just something that I never thought would affect me the way it did. The other thing that absolutely keeps me awake at night, now, give you a little backstory. So, me and a kid by the name of Nick Mesmer, and I say kid, I mean, hell, we were all kids early in our military careers. We were getting close. Yeah, he was a guy. He had his girlfriend, high school sweetheart. We're talking about getting back, what we're gonna do. I remember him telling me, he's like, man, I really want to go see the ocean. He's like, for whatever reason, he really, really wanted to go see the ocean. I don't think he's seen it, if I remember correctly. He just wanted to go take a trip out to the ocean and just hang out, whether it be Pacific, Atlantic, whatever. While going to Chow Hall, I remember me and him were talking about, well, we're getting kind of bored with our mission. He was on a bridge, overwatching a bridge of MSR Michigan, and I was doing a patrol with, or he was doing with the backtrack. I was doing a patrol in the Humvee with, at the time, it was Staff Sergeant Thor Ingram and his team. So we're just getting bored. I was the RTOFO. So I'm like, hey, well, let's just see if we could switch, at least for a while, just to kind of mix it up a little bit, because we were just getting, just looking for something a little different. You know, I didn't want to get too complacent. So we asked the NCO. He said, okay. We switched. The day we switched, I was on the bridge overlooking MSR Michigan. I remember hearing the explosion, seeing the cloud of smoke in the distance, and over the radio, here it comes, 2 friendlies. And of course, they don't put their names out. They only put certain information where people back at the talk know who got hurt, who got KIA'd. The day we switched, he got hit by an ID, and him and Ingram were killed. That should have been me.
David, I really appreciate you opening up to us so far. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're going to take a short pause, come back to Legacy Generation as we dive deeper into David's experiences while in uniform. Again, we thank you for your support. Hit the like, hit the share. Don't forget to share with your friends and family. Let's show these veterans that are braving the cameras the respect and the support that they need. Again, this is Josh with Legacy Generations. Thank you.